of violence. And this is the conversation around Osun State as the people prepare to decide who will occupy the government house. But this morning, we're deliberately stepping away from the familiar language of political campaigns. We're not here to tell you who is leading. We're not here to tell you which party has the strongest structure. And we are certainly not here to campaign for anybody. We are here to ask a more fundamental question. What does it take to have an election in which people are genuinely free to choose? Because democracy does not begin when result is announced. It begins much earlier in a freedom to participate in the security of the voter, in neutrality of institutions, in the conduct of political actors. We just spoke about Senator Fadaunsi, and ultimately in the confidence when the citizen cast a ballot and that ballot will be counted. Can voters get to the polling unit safely? Well, this is the conversation we'll have this morning. Our guest is a man who works. We have two guests. First guest is a man who sits at the intersection of research, civic engagement, and community development. The executive director of VARCE. VARCE is Value Reorientation for Community Enhancement, an organization committed to strengthening communities and encouraging responsible civic participation. Mr. Ademola Adebisi, he joins us virtually this morning all the way from Osun. Good morning to you, Mr. Ademola Adebisi, and welcome to the brief on Groove FM.
Good morning.
Thank
you for having me. Thank you for the privilege to speak to you this morning.
Good morning. Welcome. We also have the head of research and strategy at KDI. KDI is Kimpact Development Initiative, an organization known for its works around democracy, elections, civic participation, and civic engagement. Mr. Oluwafemi John Adebayo, he joins us virtually from Osun State. Good morning to you, Mr. Adebayo. Glad to have you join us this morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
All right, great.
Good morning, welcome.
Let's begin with you, Mr. Adebisi.
Thank you.
We have a political contest involving the incumbent governor, Mr. Ademola Adebisi, of course, of the Accord Party, a major opposition party in the country, and of course, a major ruling party in the country, APC, and other contenders, the ADC too there. But at the community level, we are also hearing concerns about violence, intimidation, and fear from all sides, right? From your engagements with communities, what is the mood of the people right now? Are they still looking at this as an opportunity to choose leadership, or has the politics become so tense that survival is beginning to take precedence over participation?
All right, thank you very much. I want to say that this time around, this election is going to be a unique one because definitely there are a lot of violence and political tension, threats across the state, and a lot of people are also understand, because one of the major things that we are doing at the community level is also to debunk this and let people know from experience that there will be such things before election. But I tell you that the day of election, you're going to witness a calm environment. We will not find all those guys anymore. But then what they are doing, what politician does before election, is to also send a lot of suspense, send a lot of threats to people so that they will not come out. Everybody will think that, oh, the election day is going to be worse than what we are experiencing presently. But no, it's not going to be as such. Yes, it's happening now because it's also part of the election. This period is also part of the election. We have counted a lot of deaths across board. We have seen a lot of violence across board. We have seen so much. A lot of people are even scared to go out presently, but I think this one will be different. It's not going to be like the previous ones when people see that there are threats to life, there are violence before election, and they decided not to go out. A lot of people at the community level are also determined that this time around, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, at the election day, we will be coming out to vote. Yes, we still have few of the people in the community that are still scared. Some of them are still saying we are not sure that we're going to come out that day. But I can tell you sincerely that this time, more people are more enlightened, they are educated with the work of INEC. I think I want to give you to INEC. INEC is doing so much presently. This present INEC I mean the Osun State INEC. I may not be able to talk about the generality of INEC, but what we are doing presently, because we are working with them and we are monitoring every effort, every step that they are taking. So I can tell you that the election day, for me, I think is going to be relatively peaceful. But then this is also part of the election. This violence is also part of the election that may have affected most people that are supposed to come out to vote before at the election day. If it's those that are alive that can come out to vote. So okay. I know for election day it will be peaceful, but I'm not sure of what these days that we are today or tomorrow, counting scores of what has been happening in the last few months in Osun State.
Okay, Mr. Adebayo, let's bring you in here. We have over 2.3 million registered voters, 3,763 polling units, and 30 local government areas with 14 candidates. 15 now. SDP was added as of yesterday. When you look beyond the headlines, what are the indicators telling you about the health of this election?
I mean, thank you so much. And I also want to say good morning to Mr. Ademola Adebisi, a very big boss in this space. It's so nice hearing your voice again, even though I'm not seeing your face. So, good morning, dear listeners. Yeah, and of course, to also say that if we look at the targetry of this election, it's been very, very different from what it used to be in Osun State. I mean, at the least, I witnessed the 2018 election in Osun, and not just as an onlooker. I mean, I experienced both the pre-election, election day, and even post-elections. If people recall, that was where there was supplementary elections, inconclusive, and there was supplementary elections. In 2022, also first time I experienced all of the circle, and here we are also in 2026. So, and I will speak from comparing these three election cycles. I mean, this is the very first time that we're going to be having in an election, off-cycle election, since 2021 Anambra governorship elections, where electoral violence is dominating the security landscape. I mean, it has always been non-electoral violence. That's a broader insecurity. And it made me to even coin a terminology that we usually have election in the midst of insecurity. That elections does not happen in silos. It happens in the midst of insecurity. But right now, in non-election violence, it is not dominating the landscape. It is election violence. So if you look at it from, there are fears all around to be able to, also, wear that. Again, there has been so much issues which has been said earlier on around the fact that the rhetorics and the way politicians, political shifts are talking, sincerely, it's really disturbing. In a long time, this is the first time I would be hearing words like kill in political conversations. Words that are as things to do with kill, maim, destroy. And it's becoming a normal thing within the state. But I have to also say this, that this is not something that actually evolved from the blues. We need to really be clear with this and to analyze this properly for our listeners to be able to have a better understanding of what is happening in Osun. The politicians didn't create a new violent structure afresh. These are structures that are already in existence in Osun State. They only activated them. And I'll quickly give you about three of them. Number one are the court group. Before in Osun, there have been so much conversation around the activities of courtists. They even celebrate 7/7. The Nigerian police will be all alert to be able to curb any form of violence, group clash on 7/7. I don't know which day they celebrate 7/7, but it's a popular thing. But that's number one. And where we are now, we now have politicians, leveraging and lashing on all of this structure to be able to foment trouble, where political parties are aligning with one fraternity, the other political parties are aligning with the other. And in coming around the operationality of court group is about superiority. Want to prove who is superior, who controls the domain. And this is what we're also seeing. So it's even difficult to separate court-related activities from political or electoral violence in these elections. Number two is the factionalized union. Maybe that is not prominent in this current week, but in previous times it was prominent, where conversation around the factionalized URTW or transporter, so to say, are also dominating the landscape. And each of the factions are also aligning with each of the prominent political parties. For a place like in Osogbo precisely, I know of a state called Egbatedo. These are domains that are actually occupied by, let me use unemployed young people. And you see them also, more like they are just known for troublemaking in the state. And if you look at this cut across each of this district in the state, and that is where some of these challenges occur. So you asked me for the health of the elections, and I'm trying to teasel a stray it at different point. But basically I completely agree with Mr. Adebisi that there is a slight chance for us to have a peaceful election day. The chances or the probability is not one, but there is still a bit of chances that the election day will most likely be a bit, relatively peaceful. Let me use that language. But for someone like me and for Kimpact, the major challenge we are looking at is the post-election. What if a politician feel aggrieved? What if there is a psychological belief that the process wasn't fair or free or devoid of infractions? What are the mechanisms in place to be able to curb any form of post-election violence? These are conversations. Thank you.
Mr. Adebayo, thank you for the analysis. Let's stay with you. According to media reports, what we have is about 56 politically motivated violence centered around this Saturday election. But you just, and I believe your figures, because I understand that some may have not been reported. You said we have 73 already. And so one begins to wonder, what assurances, in view of these figures, we've seen that there have been shootings, there have been killings, there have been threats, there have been incitements. What assurances do you think that the voters have, who in this case are the critical sector? The voters are the, permit me to say, employers for who would be their governor in the next couple of months. What's the assurance that they have that their safety is guaranteed and that they should come out to perform their civic duty?
Thank you so much for that question. I think I also agree with your point. We have community monitors across the 30 local government of Osun to be able to also track. Of course, there will be reports that doesn't make it to the mainstream media. So maybe that's where we also have those differences in figures. Nevertheless, I think the question is about the Osun people, which are very key stakeholders, and I completely agree with you on this. My major worry in all of this is also what becomes of Osun even after the elections, because of the polarization, the polarity that already exists, because of the rhetorics and how it has been, how the politics has been deepened with resentment. And that is one of the things that I'm scared of, that what becomes of Osun after the elections. Will all of this come with a level of reconciliation, unity government, whosoever win the elections? These are conversations. But in the level of assurances, of course, we've also heard the Nigerian police repeatedly mention that they've deployed an advanced team of 15,000, personnel to be able to, even guard the remaining pre-election days before the elections. We're hopeful that maybe they will increase deployment numbers on the election day. We're still hoping, but for the NSCDC, we also have the information that they're also deploying about 10,000 personnel for NSCDC and the Nigerian police. That's about 25,000. In Nigeria, I don't think we have we don't have a standard that talks about policing ratio to citizen, police to citizen ratio. So it might be not be fair to be able to be talking about that. But even if you look at the is low. But regardless of that, I mean, we've also seen show of force across the street by the military, by the Nigerian police. Even NSCDC has done their show of force across the different areas of the state. And I think this was done with the intention to be able to let Nigerian Osun people know that there are adequate security on ground and that they will to feel secure and feel safe. But however, in elections, which we all know is a civic affair, we need to also understand that there is a delicate balance between, showing the fact that people should feel secure, and also people can also feel that this process is over militarized or over policed. Because at the end of the day, when you see too much of uniformed individuals, it may also signal that it is over militarized. But I mean, the point I'm making is it's the intention and how all of these things are done. Again, we've also seen that politicians have signed peace accord by the National Peace Committee. They've signed a peace accord, and we are also, as civil society, we're also telling them to abide by the spirit of the peace accord. In different fora, they've been able to talk about, that they are the sue for peace in the elections, and we hope that they stand by that. And also on the part of INEC, and I completely agree with Mr. Adebisi on the point that INEC has done. I mean, INEC had administratively done what they're supposed to do in terms of, voter education, assuring the people that the process will be fair, free, credible. The process will be free, fair, and credible. So, I mean, we've seen all of those assurances. But again, the biggest headache of anybody that is going to speak in Osun is about the conduct of the politicians. Okay. And that is why, the last 2 days, we need to focus attention to speak to our political parties, to speak to the candidates, and they should continue to hold peace, because at the end of the day, you cannot govern over the dead. At the end of the day, it should be about the ballot, not bullet. I mean, at the end of the day, you should allow the people to decide, not to intimidate them. And at the end of the day, Osun should win, not a political party. Thank you.
Thank you. At the end of the day, Osun should win, not the political party. Mr. Adebisi, let me come to you quickly. I know that you are probably, allow me use the word doyen when it comes to monitoring of the electoral process. One that has played out in the last 8 years of monitoring elections is that you notice that security operatives, yes, they're on ground, but yet I think the law, let me say the rules of engagement demands that they say some meters away from the polling booth. Are you with me, Mr. Adebisi?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so in view of this, we saw cases where there were some cases of skirmishes around the polling booths, but because security operatives were ordered to stay a certain distance away from the polling booths, they did not actually interfere, which explains why we had some issues around the 2023 elections. I would like to ask, in view of what Mr. Adebayo said, do you agree that in view of the show of force that the different security agencies have put up so far, that Osun voters have that confidence to show up for election on Saturday, assuming in any form there is some sort of thuggery around the polling centers?
All right, thank you very much. Femi mentioned that Osun should win. Yes, and that is what I think everybody in Osun State is looking at. Yet, Osun people are yet to believe in the security. I can tell you that since 2014, we have been witnessing show of force from different security agents when we had the first election like this, and it has not been very good. Security agent, especially the Nigeria Police Force, has not. I was in somewhere in Elisha in the last election in 2022, and I mentioned it. It was one of the things that we reported. When there is a particular political party, when you vote for them during the vote buying case, when you vote we discovered that it was a policeman that even helped to pay the person that just voted. So, yes, he is having the money with him, and he was paying. So when we went to meet him, we took pictures. It turned everything to arguments, and the other colleagues came in. They started dragging issues, and they started embarrassing us because they were able to overpower us because they were the security agent there, and the community people that wanted to vote, they know that their money is in their hand, so they don't want us to disrupt the process. But it was, and see, a lot of people doesn't really have faith in the present security agents that we have in Nigeria. Let me use that language. But you see, the people of Osun State, the only thing that I have seen increase in people believing that if they do not go out to vote, they will be depriving themselves of their rights, and whatever happened to them in the next 4 years, they will not have anybody to blame for it. So a lot of people, the narrative is being changed. A lot of people are changing their mindset about this, not because they are assured that they will be their life will be, there will be security, there will be safety. No, not because of that. It's just because they have said, this time around, I want to vote. By all means, I want to cast my vote for my preferred candidate, and that is what is available for among the people. I may not be able to say for the general populace, but for some set of people that have changed their mind, narrative is changing gradually. So for me, I will say with interaction with people, not that they believe in this show of force. It has always been happening. Osun State has always been a special state since 2014. We had it. It was so much during the 2014 election where we see so much show of force. That was like the first time that we are witnessing it. We see a lot of people, DSS, a lot of people using masks. Face mask wasn't something that was prevalent among us then until 2020 when we saw the COVID-19. Yeah. So the first face mask user were the security agent in Osun State in 2014, and it was much. So in 2022, same thing happened. So it's happening now as well. We are seeing them every day. We are seeing, you cannot even just drive out anyhow. You see a lot of security agents want to see what you carry. This is fantastic. But no matter what they are doing, I can tell you that people still believe that they will have to take up the security of their own life on election day. Let me make, okay. Please.
Okay, we're running out of time. I want to bring a bit of politics into this from the perspective of an observer. The political contest has increasingly become a three-way conversation, even though some persons are saying it's a two-way conversation. Incumbent Ademola Adebisi, APC Bola Oyebamiji, and ADC's Najim Salam. From an election observer standpoint, what should we be watching in a contest where incumbency, opposition structure, and a third political force are all trying to convert political support into actual votes? Recent reporting similarly describes the contest as increasingly competitive among those three leaders, leading contenders.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
And I'm asking, what from an election observation standpoint, what should we be watching in that contest where incumbency, opposition structure, and a third force, political force, are all trying to convert political support into actual votes?
I will just say, I will only say we just grab our popcorn and just watch.
Okay.
I may not be able to say, but then it's going to be an interesting time because you cannot just determine what happened now. And everybody has their work there as they're supposed to do it. But then things can change. There are factors that you need to keep friends, stakeholders that are concerned in this election. And you cannot take off the former governor of the state, Rauf Aregbesola, which is supporting the ADC candidates, and also the incumbency is there, and look at the APC. There is power from the national, and everybody has their own believe that they ask where they focus on, they feel like, okay, it will come from this area. I was reading one of the analyses that was made recently, and people were still talking about Rauf Aregbesola followers that are diehard followers. No matter what you say to them, no matter what you do to them, they will never go outside that circle of wherever Aregbesola find himself. So, and they are also there. They believe in him so much. So it makes it so difficult for you to say, oh, it's going to be this. But when you ask a layman in the community, the person that is why you see somebody will say, without ADC, nothing will happen. And that is why we see somebody will say APC is the leading factor. Nobody can challenge APC. APC is coming, and they've started calling the contestant an incoming governor. And also, a lot of people are saying 4+4. So I may not be able to stand in the point to tell you that this, from my own perspective, but it's going to be a long time, and it's going to be an interesting film to watch.
Okay, let's go straight to Mr. Adebayo. INEC is increasing its VARCE capacity and backup devices, which suggests an effort to reduce technological disruption. But an election is not simply a technological exercise. Where in your assessment are the bigger vulnerabilities now? Voter accreditation, polling unit conduct, collation, security. You already spoke about security, actually. Political interference, or the behavior of the human beings operating the system?
I mean, thank you so much. And again, I also completely agree with Mr. Adebisi on the point that in Osun State over the last couple of years, the Nigerian police the voice on the street is basically that there is a bit of partisanship. And if you see that the IGP has stood to the occasion to be able to stand down the CP in the state and bring CP elections to be able to oversee the electoral process. So that's just to add to what Mr. Adebisi had said. But I mean, the weakest link in our elections is actually the collation process. At the end of the day, I mean, no disrespect to Nigerian voters, but I'm just trying to quote someone that says at the end of the day that the people that matters the most are the people that count the vote. Right. So, I mean, the weakest link is that what do I call it now? The collation process, the result management process entirely. And we also do a lot of work around that, and we've seen some of the vulnerabilities. I mean, if I tell you that in Kogi, for instance, in Kogi State, for instance, I mean, it was popularly known that were pre-filled result sheet in the 2023 off-cycle governorship election in Kogi. We found result where results were sent on WhatsApp, and the ad hoc staff snapped a WhatsApp screen
and
from WhatsApp
same to VARCE
that was having ECAT. I mean, these are some of the things we found out. What did you say?
And said that the INEC official uploaded the same.
I didn't get you.
You were talking about what you found out in
Yes.
Go ahead, just go ahead.
Yes.
Adebayo,
so ahead. I mean, I'm just saying that these are some of the issues. I mean, at the end of the day, collation is what really is the weakest, and I think it's where people need to pay attention to. And I also need to say this in a minute, which is the introduction of the EEC8A. I mean, I'm not sure if Nigerians are aware of this, but INEC had introduced what we call EEC8A, which is the electronic copy of the result sheet.
Okay.
And it's actually another concern, which we all need to take this out of the result management process. And I know and coalitions have been talking about this. And what is EEC8A? When you snap the physical copy and you are about to upload to IREF, before you upload, then there will be that will now, especially accredited voter and registered voter, comparing, because it's to be automatically generated on the EEC8A, it is now comparing that with the physical copy. Now the question in procedure and processes. Does that mean there will be alteration on ECATA? Does that mean that the presiding officer is at liberty to adjust accredited voter? And knowing fully well that the accredited voter is very major to deciding over voting. And the Electoral Act says if there is any polling unit where overvoting is established, that polling unit will be cancelled. I mean, we are in for a long thing, but that's the part which I will draw the curtain from my head on the question you asked. But really, result management is the most contentious part. Result management is the most important part. At the same time, is the weakest part of our electoral process.
Result management, indeed. Gentlemen, we want to really appreciate you for joining us this morning on the show. Mr. Adebayo, Oluwafemi John Adebayo, the head research and strategy for Kimpact Development Initiative, and Mr. Ademola Adebisi, Executive Director of VARCE. VARCE is Value Reorientation for Community Enhancement. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us this morning on Groove FM. We do appreciate your contributions.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right. There you have it. Of course, election observers all the way from Osun State there joining us this morning on the show. The lines are open. I think that they've said a lot concerning what they feel, and it's a non-partisan approach to the conversation so that you understand how the people are feeling, what we should expect. And the part that caught my attention is the fact that as on that day, the violence that precedes the election day, the campaigns will not happen on the election day, but they are worried about the number of security operatives that are already on ground.
So it's not militarized.
Yeah. 0911 660 6981 or 0913 838 0808. Good morning to you.
Guru, you are too much.
Thank you for
Your
joining.
bounce back this time to be the best.
Thank you,
May
sir.
God bless you all.
Amen.
Amen.
From did I call from Redeemable Community. I want to thank you for those gains and their comments. But I want us to pick two things from this discussion. Even when the people are on the ground to vote, in a collection center, which most of us have been clamoring and trying to find out what we can do. I remember when I was one of the party's followers in the election. When we didn't agree, there was a lot of money were priced, and it wasn't working. They accused us of doing one thing or the other, and police arrested us, put in prison. Before in the morning, everything we are defending to make sure that our home party results we announced, we have some change. How do you see it? That is area we are going to see this problem. That is why it pains me so much that the time we are talking now is the same where Mr. President comes from. That needed to live by example. If other states have been doing mago, Mr. President, who believes that is a true Democrat, could have made sure that whether manipulating, whether elect, whether whoever that will involve in this election will be upright. He could have shown an example that in my place, my people accepted me, and look at how things need to be done. But if you look at the drama, you look at the interview you made this morning, you will agree with me that Mr. President is not a true Democrat, and I'm not coming to see a free and fair election the way I'm seeing things. But I want to thank you all, believing that the drama just started. We welcome it from now to Saturday. Thank you.
From now to there. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you. 0913 838 0808 or 0911 660 6981. Good morning.
Good morning, my people in the house.
Good
Good morning. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, hello? Are you hearing
Welcome,
me?
yes.
Okay. The Bible teacher also called Dr. Pleasance, called from Owerri.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, what is happening in also all the aggression, hostility, and all that is a result of the bad foundation laid by a former president who wants an election. Quote, this election is going to be a do or die affair. And that president is still living. he needs to apologize to Nigerians for introducing violence into our, political lexicon. Even though he has regretted some of his actions, he has not apologized. He needs to tell us, say, oh, I really made a lot of mistakes during my administration. He was the one that introduced political harassment, intimidation, and a lot of things. And politicians now learn to deal today. That politician is old now, that president. He's supposed to apologize to us. He was the one that introduced it. But be that as it may, I strongly believe still that all power comes from God, no matter how we look at it. If you are not destined to be there, you cannot be there. And even if you force yourself to be there, you cannot last on that seat. So that is why I always tell Nigerians to always so that we can have the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you, the Bible teacher there. Violence shouldn't be the way, actually. 0911 660 6981 or 0913 838 0808. Those are the numbers for you to call. And the conversation is about Osun. What do you expect come Saturday? You can also bring in your own analysis, taking a look at it, what is going on the ground. The conversation now is around whether what Accord candidate, that's the governor of Osun State, if we want to talk politics now, whether his support for President Bola Tinubu is going to make any change. Don't forget that APC might also want to use this and win this so as to make a statement for Mr. President.
True.
Taking a look at the number of governors that already arrived. Today is the APC mega rally. The governor of Imo State arrived yesterday with other governors. With other governors and also some other big wigs. But Ademola Adebisi came out openly and said, Mr. President, we are supporting you. Hopefully, maybe to give him a soft landing.
The same way they had for the arrangement that, obtains in Anambra State. We all know that Governor Charles, or rather Chukwuma Soludo of Anambra State, is an ABGA elected. He's a governor elected on the platform of ABGA, but
he has never hidden his support for Mr. President.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
A member of ABGA.
Yes,
but the same case is not applicable here in Osun. Taking a look at the body language of APC supporters, it was more like APC withdrew. They took a back seat ahead of an Anambra State Governorship Election, and the governor had his way. But taking a look at the kind of politics that is played in Osun, it looks like it's a must-win.
It's a must-win
for the APC in Nigeria. But one will be asking, why is Osun very important to the APC?
They know the reasons. They know the reasons. But for me, I'm particular that we must understand that, and this is the politicians. Every politics is local. I live in Owerri. Forget all the indices, whatever we do around the federal government. I live in Owerri. I know that Governor Uzodinma's policies affects me much more directly than, of course, Fuede is dealing with me. So it doesn't mean that. But the fact I'm driving at is, if you recall the case of the teenager that died last week, as a result of sporadic shootings, that boy's family, the community, have to deal with the scar that demise caused. You understand? Politicians will come, go, but at the end of the day, you are the one that has to face your people. You are the one that have to mend fences. You are the one that have to deal with you are the one that will come and knock on your gate to ask for food or something. So it's important that much as we play politics, we must remember to do it with conscience, because like Igbos will say, tomorrow is pregnant. You really don't know what it brings.
The level of violence in Osun right now is unprecedented when it comes to elections in that state. It was Arise TV that organized a town hall for the candidates, for the major political candidates there, for the governorship candidates. Did you know that they designed the sessions they had with the candidates in a way that no candidates will see the other candidates? Ordinarily, it should have been a debate where all the major candidates will stand in front of a podium and they ask they are asked questions by the people and also the moderator. But they did it in such a way that the moderators asked one candidate per session. So when the candidate is there, they started with the governor of the state. When the governor was done with his session, the governor and his supporters that came to the venue, they left. They had to even time it in such a way that no supporter will meet no supporter of party A will meet the supporter of party B, to tell you how volatile the situation is at the moment in Osun State, which is quite touching, which was one of the reasons we asked that question about the security situation and the health of the election come Saturday.
Yeah, and Adebayo opened their eyes to something very critical, which is the implication of whatever the returning officers put up. You recall that days ago on Tuesday we hosted executives of the Imo State chapter of ASU, and our callers left our topic entirely and focused on the role of lecturers, because now we understand that ASU didn't sign an agreement with INEC to conduct the election. So any lecturer any professor or lecturer that partakes in monitoring of election as returning officers did it on private arrangements, so we can't hold ASU to it. But the dynamics that showed up was Nigerians have issues with the supposed roles of lecturers in electioneering process. And again, Mr. Adebayo just mentioned it. He said it was important, especially with the EC8A form, which makes room for alternate result uploading, as against what the Beavers would have done. And so this for me is a bit unsettling, but my best wishes are with I know who I would rather support, but I just pray that they allow the system, they allow the people choose who represents
Let's take this then. I want to say something about vote buying. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael and Angela.
You're welcome.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, my name is Steve Ozemana. I'm calling from Owerri.
All right.
Welcome.
Michael, thank you. You and Angela, thank you for the information you have given us through those people this morning.
You're welcome.
I think that's what we need. That enlightenment is very, very, very okay. There's something I picked from what your guest said, and that is very, very important. Many a times we urge the people to go and vote. Even politicians will tell us to go and vote and defend your vote, as if it is the duty of the voter to fight for the defense of the vote. And then I keep on mentioning it that the problem is not in the polling booth. The problem is in collection center. And your guest emphasized on that. People will do their voting at the polling booth. They will make sure that the results are okay, even tested. But when it comes to the collection center, I was opportuned to be part of a mediator team that monitored the election during 2023 election. Even at the time, we were able to go through the polling centers, the polling units. We walked around, we saw what was happening and how everything went. At the time, we had to go to the collection center. Immediately we went into the collection center, the police stopped us. We were not allowed to even get closer, not to talk of getting into the arena. So at that point, no electorate is allowed to come there. You don't know what they are doing, and that is where the voting is done. The next thing you see is results. So until something is done within the collection center where these things are results are manufactured, we can get it right. Another thing I want to correct is this impression by APC politicians. Let me be particular. This impression that we must deliver. Osun State, let me assume that this thing is all about Osun State is the home state of Mr. President. Therefore, the 34 state governors belonging to APC must deliver this state for Mr. President as a thank you gift or assurance that our own will also be assured. It is not democracy as far as I'm concerned. They should allow a level playing field. This election belongs to Osun people. I don't know what the governors from Imo State, from other states, Anambra and the other states are doing in Osun. I think it's a meddlesomeness, if I should be asked. They should stay away and allow Osun people to decide who becomes their governor and who becomes the elected representative. I think that's what democracy is all about. Thank you very much, Adam.
Thank you. I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts. Just a moment. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Mike.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Madam Angel.
Welcome, Catchison.
Yeah. My name is Catchison Ekuha. I am calling from my community for the West local government. Yeah, based on the topic of this course, I want to first of all let me correct an impression, from the last caller, a kind impression who said that the APC is doing everything but that they must deliver. I don't think that is true. There's never a time any APC governor came out to say that they must deliver. When I was in school, one of the definitions of politics that is apt is any activity in relation to power. And political parties we know are a group of people that have the same ideology. So just like we also conventionally say that power is taken and not given. So if the state governors decide to help to ask for support, I think there is nothing there. It is not by coercion. The Imo State Governor, the Imo is the chairman of progressive governors and the Reduco ambassador. So he will
but Catchison, permit me to cut in. Ordinarily, if you are not a voter in Osun State, what are you doing in Osun State? If we take a look at it constitutionally, especially on election day.
Okay, let me answer that. Before the build up to any election, each political parties set up their campaign council that will help coordinate the activities of the political parties to win election.
That's for campaign.
And you know that in APC, the Imo State Governor is a campaign council chairman. So why would he be in Osun?
Catchison, that is for campaign. Campaign ends 24 hours before the election day.
Campaign ends 24 hours. So, but you know that each parties have what we call situation room. So if the Imo State Governor and other campaign governors will be in the situation rooms, getting information and coordinating. They are not there to vote and not any other thing. Let's get it right. Let's not always misconstrue things.
I understand you. I'm just trying to bring another perspective to your contribution.
There will be in job. Besides, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, Atiku and Dino Milayo, all the ADC, they were there to campaign. Are you get what I'm saying? So,
okay.
All political parties are free to come to Osun and campaign. That is it. So nobody should begin to see that rigging or whatever. Osun people will decide. But the campaign council, everybody is making effort to ensure that their party wins. That is what political party is all about. Maybe Madam Angela will explain this to you. Okay. So everybody must be active.
Alright.
So everybody must be active. Some people will decide. We wish them well. So, but what we pray for is that let it be peaceful. Let the people decide and let the best emerge. My name is Kachi Sinegwa from us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He said you're going to explain the fact that governors
did I sign any agreement? Did I sign agreement with Catchison to do interpretation? You've not noticed that every time Catchison says something, he just gives me a task that I didn't sign.
No, that you should tell me why it is compulsory for the governors and those that are not on the ballot.
That was what he said. It was the proverb.
That is what I heard, though.
No, he said I'll interpret the proverb.
I know. I don't want the interpretation of proverb. So that is actually what I heard.
Don't worry. So if I think I understand Catchison, what Catchison is saying, and which is to also address the our caller was, I think governors like our governor, Senator Hope Uzodinma, are in Osun State to give like all moral support. They have gone in every state when there is election. You see each party want to show, it's not show of force. They want to show strong presence that they on ground
but don't
and
you
they
think
have.
that is where the problem is from? Moral support. Is that I can't remember the governor there. There was Ekiti State election when police surrounded a particular hotel, right? That governors and the other stakeholders that came outside the country, outside the state, to come support a particular ruling party. Then
Oh, really?
they laid siege for hours till the election ended. They did everything they could, made calls and said, "You don't have any business in Ekiti
I
at
agree.
this point."
I agree.
Because I
Anyways,
believe when campaign is over, you go back to your state. There are other people that are there that they can have their own situation room, and because that is where the problem comes in. The money that is shared on election day, where do you think it is coming from?
it comes from moral support.
Okay, then let's
It's me you want to put on the spot this morning. It comes from moral
I'm only
support.
asking questions.
Wherever it comes from. But you know politicians also. Hello, good
Yes,
morning,
hello,
welcome.
sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you're
Good
welcome.
morning.
My name is Richard Nwande.
You're welcome,
Elder,
Elder.
welcome, sir.
God bless you.
Sir.
Honestly speaking, I don't know how to
Okay, sir.
because he's doing the job of a journalist and a good. And I'm happy with Angela giving you moral support. So, my dear brother and sister, let us be realistic in this country for once. Can't we face after campaign, 24 hours to the election day? Have you not done enough? If you think you are within yourself, have you not done enough campaign that you should return back to your state and allow the people to vote? Like Michael rightly stated, some of us have been involved in the election. As I told you, I'm a veteran. I have monitored the elections as a journalist. So what I'm telling you is that within this period, it's within these 2 days that everything happens, not the campaign. All the campaign that you're doing is just on the physical. The real game is between now and Saturday, where money will exchange hands. What are we talking about? The point is that we face issues here so much. Let us face the truth. That is when the whole thing, the whole evil takes place, is between now and Saturday. Why are those hotels filled up, and why the security man is guarding the place? After this election, will they still be there? I beg, let's be realistic. Thank you and God bless you. Elder Richard.
All right, Elder.
Elder,
I
thank
appreciate you. Hello, good morning to you.
Michael, good morning.
Good evening,
Good
welcome.
morning, welcome, sir.
Auntie Jenna, good
Welcome,
morning.
sir. Welcome, sir.
All the governors, they are only in Osun to rig the election. That is their state, and that is what they know best. That thing, it is very obvious. That's why they are there. Otherwise, why are they there? Just to rig this election, and all of them are master takers, all of them, especially that one from this place. He's the specialist.
That's all right. No name calling, please.
Please,
Let's
sir.
stick to issues, all right? You can disagree without calling people names. It's very important. We prefer to attack issues without attacking personalities on this platform.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my name is Kaki Sirengwa from
All right.
Yeah, please, I wanted to correct an impression. Please, I want to plead that people should moderate this program very well. You know, somebody cannot come up to say that all the APC governors are there to rig election, especially that one.
Catch
No,
you
but
sing.
catch you,
We're-
you just
we're doing
heard,
our job, right?
Michael correct that
Yeah, I
impression.
just heard him.
Right.
That's why I called, actually. I want
All
to
right.
get press on it. It's not good.
Meanwhile, no, they give me job, no, they give proverb. You can't say make I they give interpretation. If I catch you, I will
It's because
raise
it's
you.
not from here now.
If I catch you, I will raise you.
We're very professional here, and we ensure that we stick with the issues. People have the right to their opinion, and people have the right to support whoever they want to support. And also, when you contribute, please, without attacking the personality involved, let's stick to the issues. Very, very important. All right, don't let us cross that line of professionalism. Thank you. Okay, that is not connecting. So I was going to say something about vote buying, but we can still take more calls before we wrap up the conversation this morning. 0911 660 6981 or 0913 838 0808. So it seems vote buying has officially come to stay in our election, unfortunately, quite unfortunately. Was it on Tuesday that during my analysis of this same Osun election, I said something about the money that was received by Osun workers?
Okay, yeah, that was
20,000 naira.
Yeah,
there was no narrative. Now, do you know that the next day, NLC and the Labour guys, they did a solidarity protest to support the governor of the state, saying that the money is to cushion the effect of hardship, that it's a palliative, that they've been talking about this palliative. So the governor decided to pay it at that particular point. Vote buying may not come in the form of so that is one angle we need to take a look at this particular issue. And it happened at a time when the account of the state was unfrozen. Why didn't the state cushion the hardship that the workers were facing months ago? Why days before the election?
Because Friday is public holiday in Osun State, so
they have to
funds was to cushion
before
the income they should earn on Friday.
That's one. Two,
I'm just being naughty.
Vote are now being bought as much as 20,000 naira. We saw it in Ekiti. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Mike, it's not a lot of money.
If you multiply it by the number of candidates, number of electorates that will be given that amount of money, that's a lot of money on election. Now, one will be asking, but
the election is to cover for 4 years.
I'm getting somewhere.
No, because if you divide 20,000 naira by 4 years.
Hold on, I'm getting somewhere. I'm looking at it from the angle of the person that is funding the election. Now, there is a cap. According to Electoral Act, there is a cap that is given that you must spend for presidential election. It is 10 billion naira. You cannot spend more than 10 billion naira, right?
On paper.
Okay, on paper, right. Your those people they put in your party agents. Just imagine you're giving them maybe 50,000 naira, multiply by 774. Multiply by the number of wards, not 774 is local government area. Multiply by the number of wards, you're already looking at 3-4 billion naira just for party agents. Now tell me, candidates, are you telling me that they don't spend more than that? Who is checking those things? That comes our anti-graft agencies. And the money that is also being shared on the election day. So ordinarily, election to contest in Nigeria is very expensive until we effect that thing that is on paper. Vote buying will not stop in Nigeria. That's actually the angle I'm coming from.
I won't say anything because I'm not in any political party as we speak. So I won't claim responsibility for what I don't have.
I did not hold you responsible.
No, because you're looking at me to bring a perspective. I am not this one. I dodge it.
Good morning to you. Hello. You're live on radio. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Is that Groove FM?
Yes, it is Groove FM. Good morning.
Okay, thank you. My name is Ikechukwu. I'm calling from Owerri now.
All right.
Welcome.
I've been listening to your program and I heard what people are saying. I would want us to understand that the problem in this country with respect to election, all these things are caused by electoral empire. It started from Mahmoud, and the person that succeeded in continue on that line. I want to tell you that this issue of governors of the ruling party from their respective states to come up to another state to campaign is as a result of the or the plans of the electoral to make things so difficult in Nigeria. Remember, sometime in Ghana, if the election is for one reason or the other unable to conclude on a particular day, the following day or 2 days after, that election will be concluded, so that swearing in will take place at the same time. For this off-season election have given powers, given governors from different states to come and cause problems in a state that is not there. Because if they are in their states and the election is taking place on a particular day, I think they will leave their state to go and continue to campaign. And this is a sort of intimidation, trying to make things so difficult for an incumbent governor to win the election. So what I'm saying in effect, it is the problem from our electoral empire. Let them go back. Let our senators, the National Assembly, let them go back and make sure that if the election is not concluded in a particular day, it won't take more than 1 week for that election to be concluded, so that everybody will be sworn in at the same time. Because this off-season election is responsible for all the things that is happening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you there. That's another perspective to the conversation. Civilian General on our Facebook page says, when the head is rotting, what do you expect? Nigerians are not ready for genuine change. Let us continue to debate on religion and tribalism instead of good governance with dividends of democracy. Don Peters, Nigeria is a particular concern. APC is fooling themselves, not Nigeria. Election in Nigeria is now so do or die. It's like we go wear bulletproof, protect ourselves on election day, because Nigeria force is no longer performing their duty well. Anyways, let's take this. Hello, good morning to you. That is not connecting, and it seems that's how far we can go this morning on the show. So much being said, and we hope that the Osun election will be free, fair, and credible, and it will be the choice of the people. What the people vote, their vote will count, right?
Yeah, our hopes are with the Osun people. Already we know that there's a suspect that confessed that he was hired by a particular candidate to attack the Osun State Speaker. But like our guests have spoken this morning on radio, we are hopeful. Our thoughts are with Osun electorates that their votes will count. And this is an appeal to operatives of this different security agencies. Please, let's ensure that lives and property are protected. And to the what are they called now? Election
observers?
No, not observers.
Electorates, candidates.
No, the guys that bring in the results.
Collation officers.
The collation officers. Please, for Oluwa's sake,
and the returning officers.
And the returning officers.
Okay.
Please, for peace to reign, just do a great job. Don't mess up the thoughts of people, because you never know what people are dealing with.
All right, and that's how far we can go. We will do post-analysis of the election right here. Hopefully, by Sunday there will be a winner. The election will hold in 30 local government areas of Osun State. The landmass, if you check the map, is not even as big as like that. But then the state has 30 local governments, and definitely we will do a post-analysis. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to those guys that spoke with us this morning. Of course, they spoke from a non-partisan perspective. They will help us understand what the numbers are saying from the polling units and who finally wins the election. And don't forget, this conversation will definitely continue on other elections as we are approaching the campaigns for presidential. This month, August, INEC will lift ban on campaigns for presidential election. Then it will follow, I think by September,
Assembly.
that of both National Assembly and presidential election will be lifted this month. Then it will be followed by, I think, 2 weeks later by the governorship and
House of Assembly.
So we will be right here to also bring in the candidates. This is the point where you need to ask them for their manifestos, especially those of them that are seeking re-election. You should bring back the manifesto that they used in campaigning the last time and ask the question, how far, sir? That road that you said you will do to my community when you came here the last time during campaign, what happened? Have you been able to do it? Do we give you another time so that you can go back and dot the I's and cross the T's that you weren't able to do? These are some of the important questions that I think electorate you should ask, because this is the time that you are the most important. I keep saying it. This is the time that they will eat corn with you or fry gari with you. But after they've gotten that ticket, my brother, my sister, you are less important too. So make use of this time and don't sell your conscience.
Don't sell your conscience. Don't worry. We'll buy form for you. You contest for, if you don't qualify for Imo State Governor, you will contest for Ekiti State Governor. Wait. We'll buy form for you. Just wait.
No.
We'll buy form for you. And that's been our show. Tomorrow we'll be hosting Dr. Ijoma Nwafo, who is coming to speak to us about a conference on parenting, family, and marriage. You don't want to miss it.
Yes, indeed. It's one conversation that you will not want to miss. We're going to talk about the family. We're going to talk about your homes tomorrow. It's one conversation that we will definitely drive into the conscience of the people. And of course, that is what you wouldn't want to miss. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day. Keep it locked right here on Groove 98.1 FM Owerri.
Thank you for doing this with us. My name is Angela Unko Apolo.
And my name is Michael Oni.
Business, abi you get brand? Why they whisper am like saying a secret? Make the world hear you. If people no hear you, how they want take know wetin you dey do? Now where Groove FM Owerri enter? We not just the broadcast for Owerri alone. We dey reach everywhere, online, on air, global level. Anywhere your customer dey, na there your message go land. We go package your